Good morning, everybody. This is day 22 of cycling from Bangkok to Shanghai. Sorry, I had a little bit of a dead brain there for a second. And yeah, we had to change our setup a little bit because it's raining like crazy. We actually took 4 or 5 days off here in Vinh and it didn't stop raining once. So today we are going to basically just bite into the sour apple and cycle regardless of the rain. We were kind of trying to wait it out and see if it's gonna get any better, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna get any better whatsoever.
It's been an absolute nightmare, quite literally, for 5 days straight now. Nothing but rain, 95 to 98% humidity, so anything that gets wet stays wet. It's a nightmare. It's literally our worst nightmare in terms of this challenge. But yeah, today we have about 70-75 kilometers in this weather. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yes, so we had a look around north where it might be a little bit drier, and it kind of looks like towards Hanoi it might get drier. We're not 100% sure, but we're gonna try our best and just get as far north as possible. Right, about 30 minutes or so in, we made it out of the city, at least, and I'm happy to report that my feet and torso at least are dry. Also installed some like splatter protection the other day, but yeah, this is gonna give us like full-blown hypothermia, I think, because it's like 14 Celsius outside. It's very wet. And then of course while driving you're creating a lot of wind, so yeah, it's just not not a nice situation to be in right now. I don't know, not happy about it, if I'm being honest.
Right, this is probably gonna be one of the shortest videos yet because, well, to be quite honest, we can't really show you much because of how awful the weather is. This is the worst weather that we've experienced in 3 years. So like in 3 years straight of being in Asia and traveling all over Asia, this has been an absolute nightmare. Like day after day, 5 days straight. I don't know how much longer this is supposed to continue, but if it keeps going like this, it's gonna be incredibly challenging. I'm very worried about a lot of things. Getting wet, staying wet, that means getting sick, that means hypothermia, that means a lot of other really horrible situations. So
also,
it's not good.
I mean, we have everything triple and quadruple packed into dry bags and plastic bags and so on, but if we get really wet, our laptops might get wet, our camera equipment get wet and so on. Yeah. So I don't know.
We're not only running the risk of messing up our health, we're also running the risk of losing like 6,000, 7,000 euro worth of equipment. So I don't know why we're doing this, but we're gonna keep going either way. We have pretty much a straight line towards Huang Mai, so we're gonna just keep moving and see what happens basically. Well, we genuinely thought that the roads in Liew were bad, but this here in Vietnam, it takes it to a whole different category of absolute crap. We just cycled through probably 750 meters of factory, desolate, basically empty factory, gigantic potholes. It's literally ground that's like sunken into the ground, and yeah, this is bad.
Right guys, so we have been cycling for 1 hour and we made progress of a total of I think 15 kilometers or 14.6.
If even, yeah, I think about 13.5 kilometers in now.
Yeah, and it's freezing cold and wet, and even though we are packed in plastic and all of that jazz.
We have like 6 layers of clothes on, like, and I am like shaking. I'm shaking. It's crazy.
It's freezing cold, yeah. So I don't know. I kind of feel like we are, to a certain extent, I feel like we are being like weak. Like we have a weak mindset because we're not pushing through or whatever. But at the same time, I think it's also quite dangerous what we're doing, because we have some friends that did similar things here in Vietnam but on a scooter, and they actually got hypothermia and ended up in a Vietnamese hospital not that long ago. So yeah, I don't know. We're currently contemplating just leaving the bicycles behind and getting on a bus or something. I don't know, our bicycles are just here. Everything is drenched, the saddlebags are drenched, and
all of our stuff is like on the verge of being destroyed. We have it in plastic bags.
And dry bags.
And dry bags. The dry bag is doing a great job. The one, we actually bought a new dry bag. It's this blue one here. We bought it here in Vietnam when we arrived because we knew it was going to be a nightmare situation, because everybody is telling us that this is just how the weather is here constantly. So we bought this one, and this seems to be doing a great job. But the packs on the back of our bikes are getting mud and wet and everything, and I'm not sure if they're actually waterproof. And we have a lot of very valuable stuff in them. We have them wrapped as well in dry bags on the inside, but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, so now we're kind of standing before a decision, kind of just calling it or continuing, seeing if it gets better or not. This, like, keep in mind, like, the weather forecast literally says it's not raining right now, like, and we were thinking to get to the next place because it says it's not raining there, but it's raining here, and it also says it's not raining here, so I don't know.
And we have a lot of friends as well who are also creating content in different parts of Vietnam at the moment. Some are in the north, some are in the south, and on both ends it's the same weather. So I don't know what it is.
We're currently trying to cancel our we're trying to cancel our hotel because we are pretty sure that we're not gonna do 75 kilometers or whatever it was when we started, because it's gonna take us all day and we're just gonna be super wet all day. And yeah, just trying to come up with alternative solutions. I don't know. I'm upset, I'm disappointed in us, but at the same time I don't know what the voice of reason is and when it should kick in, you know. Back on the road. I just took my poncho off for 2 minutes to go to the bathroom, and I am wet all the way through to my underwear, so yeah, this is not keeping us dry whatsoever, so we're both really wet and really cold. We cancelled the hotel that was 75 kilometers away, and we just quickly found one that is about 25 kilometers away, so we're just gonna try and get to the next hotel that looked like it would have an AC with a drying function or a heating function, hopefully. And that's the plan for now. I don't know. Not sure. Both of us are struggling with our pride because obviously we committed to this challenge and we want to keep going. But I don't know, we came from 36 degrees in sunshine for the last 22 days of cycling, or 21 days, whatever, and now we're in freezing cold weather, completely drenched. I don't know. We'll have to see what we will do, because if we get sick, I get hypothermia or pneumonia, or just a fever really, that will obviously take us out for a week or two at least. All of the available options right now are very miserable. So we're just kind of on the hard shoulder of this. I suppose it might be a motorway, I don't know, maybe an interstate or something like that. And I don't know, it's not getting any better. The rain is very persistent. We're both completely drenched. I checked before, there's a little bit of water standing in my saddlebag. I packed everything into garbage bags before we left today, but I don't know how good those garbage bags are, let's just say it like that. And we have like another 10 kilometers or so to go. I don't know. If we continue this, literally every time we stop, we have to like stop for 3 or 4 days, because obviously everything is wet and the humidity is 95% here, so nothing dries. It takes like 3-4 days for things to dry. And of all of the things that I thought were gonna stop us, rain and cold was the last thing that I had in mind. I thought maybe a heat stroke or a land border that doesn't let us pass, or Liew running out of money or whatever. But rain and cold was not on my 2025 bingo card. We have arrived at the hotel. I just took my poncho off and I'm completely wet head to toe. I think the only thing that is not wet are my feet with these little booties that we put on top. But yeah, as you can see, everything is wet. I know on the inside it's also wet. And when we had arrived in Vinh, we had cleaned our bicycles top to bottom, and now they're just reset to the same amount of dirt. So, and I had also cleaned these ones off, and they're back to being completely dirty as well. So yeah, I don't know. We are currently weighing up our options. Maybe we're just gonna stay here for like 2 nights or so to see if the weather is gonna get any better, how it progresses. And if it doesn't get any better, maybe we have to chuck the bikes on a bus or something and get to Hanoi. I don't know. We're weighing up options. It all depends on how the weather continues. Did she say something about where we can store our bikes?
She's currently trying to figure something out. She feels really sorry for us, so we'll see.
It's just not getting any better. I don't know. I don't understand it. If you look like online what the best time for the northern parts of Vietnam is, it literally says end of February, beginning of March. It's supposed to be like bone dry, not a single day of rain, and I don't know, just seems very wrong what it says online. But this is real life, so we're not gonna put cotton balls around it or make it sweet or look nice. This is what it is, and we're not gonna change it. We're honest about what is happening around us. I just feel very sorry for the people in Europe or in the Western world, for example, that are booking flights to come to the northern parts of Vietnam right now to escape the cold temperatures of Europe. And then they arrive here in this weather. I think we have a place to put our bicycles. Thank you. Come on.
Yes. Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Warm tea. So, I don't know, this was the nicest option that was available, but we didn't realize that we booked ourselves into like a 4-star hotel. So we're really like grimy, nasty, wet, muddy.
Covered in mud, covered in crap. Like, I feel very like guilty for even showing up to this hotel with the way that we look right now, and like head to toe just dirt. The ponchos that we bought that are supposed to like keep us dry don't work.
Can you hold the camera for a second? Is my back, is it all wet or?
Yeah.
Okay, because on the front it looks relatively dry, but I think
it's wet too.
It's wet.
But they gave us some hot green tea, so that's good. But we're very defeated right now, let's put it that way. We're probably going to do an update video. Maybe tomorrow or the day after or something like this. Just basically we'll let you guys know if we decide that we're going to continue, but I'm like 80% done with this. Just because I don't see the weather improving. If it does, if there's one dry day, I'll keep going. But for now, I'm cooked. I'm
kind of wondering if we should just like treat on our road, put the bicycles on like a VIP bus or something and just get to Hanoi, just to see if it's everywhere the case with the weather. But yeah, if it continues like this, I'm pretty sure we will have to call it if it's the same. And I'm sorry, but it's really stressing me out, and it's like fucking a bit with my pride, or with our pride. Because obviously we wanted to go all the way to Shanghai, but if this is the case now, I don't think that we can do it.
Yeah. Shoes are destroyed. We bought some Crocs that we can wear just kind of because of the water, but the Crocs don't fit into the waterproof boots that we had, and the waterproof boots that we had are already so bad and so dirty and so destroyed that we have to throw them out basically after one use. So in terms of like spending wise, this is another thing as well, is we actually have to the most expensive places, because if you stay in the first hotel that we stayed in when we arrived in Vinh here in Vietnam, we booked a place that was very affordable and it was very clean, and in general actually we were very happy with the room. The only issue was we had an AC that we had no control over, so you just literally had a switch similar to the ACs that we had when we were in Liew. So you switch the AC on from the wall, but you have no control over the temperature. It's just set to 28 and cold. So it just blows cold air into an already very humid room. So all that did was it just made sure that everything we had stayed cold. And we also asked the hotel could they do our laundry. They did our laundry, but the problem is that they hung our laundry up outside in 95% humidity, in rain, and then we had our laundry hanging there for 3 straight days, and they just kept saying to us, your laundry's not ready yet, it's not dry. And I was like, it's never going to dry, so can you just give us our laundry back? We ended up getting our laundry back, a bundle of wet clothes, and that's basically what we've been wearing today. So yeah, there's no winning in this situation. Yes, we can go to a laundromat, and that's kind of the plan of what we're going to do here. We might go to a laundromat here where they have a dryer, because that's the only thing that makes sense. And maybe we can get clothes cleaned that way. And then for the foreseeable, we're going to be here, and I just hope that we have control over an AC so we can set it on a dry function, because I don't care if it's wet and the air is dry, like the air is the dry climate. If it's raining and the air is dry, it's fine, because your stuff will dry. But the way it is here, it's impossible to keep anything dry basically. Like I'm even worried about the cameras that we're using, because the humidity is going to creep into the cameras, it's going to creep into our laptops, it's going to basically infest everything, and yeah, it's a big risk.
Yes, it's there. Made it into the room. We had to wait a little bit for them to actually finish up cleaning. That's okay though. We're inside now. It's a very nice room. Whoopee. So just like your typical hotel bathroom, I suppose. And then for now we have 2 single beds, but that's also okay. And a nice fluffy carpet. I'm actually I was starting to film because I wanted to see together with you guys what exactly is wet and what isn't wet in this pack. Okay, just opening the first layer here, and I can already tell my trash bag is like wet. Proper drenched. There's not much important things in here other than maybe my headphones and my glasses to work. Oh, my clothes, oh no, they are, the bag is wet. Oh no. And the things inside seem to be... No, the things inside seem to be dry. Okay. Would you mind holding the camera for a second so I can look for the laptops?
Yeah, the laptops are the scariest one.
Oh yeah, there's proper water standing inside. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, there's water in there.
There's water standing in it. My yellow trash bags.
Yep.
Thank God we bought those.
Lemon scented.
Lemon scented.
Because that's important.
Well, that's the repair kit. I don't care if our tools are getting wet. Okay. Ooh. It's proper wet on the outside.
Yep.
I think it's okay on the inside. Please God. I put it into like my dad.
We've wrapped it properly.
My dad told me to put it into 2 trash bags, 1 from each side.
Dry?
I think it's dry. Yeah, it's just. I think it's just cold.
Yeah.
It's just very, very cold. So for a second I was like, oh no, that's super, super wet. But I think it's just cold.
Bags are... Yeah, they're basically not usable. They're like actual packs, unfortunately.
Let's have a look for your laptop.
Yeah, we have another laptop to look for as well. The room is extremely nice, I have to say. It's 30 euro per night. Yeah. I think our Bible is wet.
Yeah, our Bible is completely wet.
I don't think that we're gonna be continuing this way if the weather stays the same, unfortunately. There's a swimming pool out there. I don't know who needs to use that in this country.
The dry bag inside your pack was the exact same. It's also wet.
Yeah.
From the outside.
Ooh, second laptop.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But only fine because of the trash bags. I think even the dry bags didn't.
Even the dry bags didn't do their job because of how wet it was and how humid it is. So, yeah. Like I said, running the riskiest cycle so far of the journey today. I don't think that we will be cycling any further from where we are right now until the weather gets better. So
everything in this bag though, we had just bought this one new when we were in Vin.
That's
because
very dry.
It's all dry inside.
Yeah.
So.
These packs are actually the biggest issue that we have. We can't keep them clean and can't keep them dry either. So all in all, pretty horrific day.
Oh, your electric razors might have died.
My electric razors are wet now, yeah. So we're gonna leave it at that. If you have any words of encouragement, please send them our way, because right now it's not looking too good. We're going to enjoy this really weird kind of like dystopian view of the swimming pool and the grey stuff.
I think the swimming pool is part of this condo building.
Maybe.
I think it's not part of our hotel.
Yeah. But yeah.
Just gonna take a hot shower now and then
We gotta get out of our clothes, because we're quite literally running the risk now of getting incredibly sick. So we've got to just have a hot shower, and then hopefully we can control this AC, because I just tried to change the setting on it and it doesn't let me. So we'll see. We have a hairdryer as well, so maybe we can use a hairdryer to dry our stuff. Might take us a few hours, but we'll see. See you guys in the next one.